Welcome, everyone. So, you've journeyed through the ash-filled skies of Scadrial, you've closed the last page, and now you're wondering, where do I go from here? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're basically creating your personal map to the massive, exciting world of online Mistborn content. Let's get into it. You know that feeling, right? You finish that final book, the world of allomancy and Ferruchami is still buzzing in your head. And then it hits you. That one big question. What's next? You're not ready to leave this world behind yet. And the great news is, you don't have to. Your journey is far from over. Think of this explainer as your guide, your map. We're going to explore 3 totally different paths. One that takes us straight to the source for some deeper lore, another that dives into some brilliant analysis, and a third that drops us right into the middle of all the community chatter that keeps Mistborn so alive. So, where's the best place to kick things off? The source, of course. Our first path takes us directly to the mind behind the whole thing, Brandon Sanderson himself. This is where you get the story behind the story. His blog really shows you just how connected he stays with his readers. I mean, for years, he shared all these amazing insights. Like back in 2019, he posted about the paperback art for the 11th Metal. In 2021, he gave everyone crucial writing updates on the Wax and Wane series. And sometimes you get a rare glimpse into his creative soul, like with the poetic post from 2023 called Outside. So why is his blog a must-read? Simple. It's where you find the stuff that exists nowhere else. You get exclusive updates, a peek behind the curtain of his writing process, and best of all, exclusive short stories like The 11th Metal, which is a prequel to the entire world. You can't beat that. And hey, what if you're not really in the mood for a deep dive and you just want some quick, straight-up answers? Well, his official FAQ page is an absolute goldmine. It covers all the top questions, from the nitty-gritty of allomancy to what the future holds for the series. It's really the most direct route you can take to get official info. Okay, let's move on to our next path. We're leaving the author's desk now and stepping into what I like to call the scholar's corner. This is where dedicated fans, they sharpen their analytical knives and just dissect the series with so much passion and detail. It's awesome. And in this corner, you'll find a couple of fantastic, but really different styles of analysis. So on one hand, you've got a site like Pages, Plots, and Pints, which gives you these super comprehensive book-by-book reviews, digging into themes and character arcs across the whole saga. But on the other hand, a blog like My Thoughts Literally gives you this incredibly passionate, heartfelt review of just the first book. It's perfect if you want to relive that wow feeling of discovering it all for the first time. And this is the power of fan analysis, right? It's that raw passion when a fellow leader calls it one of the most creative and enthralling books they've ever read and just slaps a 10 out of 10 on it. That just perfectly captures the deep connection this series creates with people. All right, so we've heard from the author and we've heard from the analysts. For our final path, let's go to where the conversation is happening right now. We're stepping into the lively, sometimes chaotic tavern of community discussion. Good old Reddit. This is where you can really feel the pulse of the fandom. You get to share in the pure excitement of a first-time reader who is just absolutely loving it and has no regrets about diving in. It's just a fantastic reminder of how welcoming and active this community really is. And of course, you get the debates. The community is always ranking and discussing Sanderson's works. Here you've got one user placing Mistborn as a strong second to the Stormlight Archive, but then they add that even Sanderson's worst is better than most other authors' best. Now that's some high praise. But then, you scroll down just a little further in the thread and you find a totally different take. This other fan ranks Mistborn Era 2 above Era 1. And that's the beauty of these forums. You get to see all these different perspectives and find the people who share your specific tastes. And beyond all the fun debates, the community is incredibly practical. Let's say you need advice on the best reading order for the short stories without hitting any major spoilers. Reddit threads are absolute gold for that kind of insider guidance from fans who've been there. So we've explored 3 incredible paths. Now it's time to pull all that information together into your final summarized map.
This should help you decide exactly where you want to venture first.
So here it is, your complete at-a-glance guide. Just think about what you're looking for right now. If you want the official word straight from the creator's mouth, stick to that top row. If you're more in the mood to see how other people interpreted the story's themes and emotions, then focus on the fan reviews. And if you just want to talk about it all with people who get it, the community links are for sure your best bet.
Okay, let's make this even easier. What's your very next step? If you're looking for a little creative inspiration, start with Sanderson's blog post, Outside. If you're ready for a really deep thematic analysis, your first click should be Pages, Plots, and Pints. Want to get a friend hooked? Send them the Tor/Forge sampler. And if you're totally confused about where secret history fits in, head straight to Reddit for advice.
And that brings us to the end of our map. So the final question is all yours. As you continue your journey through the Cosmere, whose voice are you going to seek out first? The author with his unique insights, the analysts with their detailed dissections, or the fans with their vibrant community buzz? The next adventure is yours to choose.